And we go.
With me today is my buddy Thunder Pursuit, aka Manny. If you want to say what's up.
Hey, what's up, guys? Glad to be back on the channel, and I'm really excited to do this video. Let's go.
Yeah, so we've been getting into a lot of Lord of the Rings lore lately together, looking at how strong the verse is, and this is a really popular matchup in the community.
It
so
is.
we're like, we'll
It
get
is.
this out of the way and do it ourselves.
Come
So with
on,
that being said, if you
Dumbledore.
like this kind of content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already.
I will
as well
if you
as
do
check
the
out
right
Manny's
decision.
channel.
If you make the
With
right
that
decision,
being
I'll
said,
subscribe.
We're gonna present both characters. He's gonna go over the movie stuff. I'm gonna go over some additional novel stuff if it helps, and we will reveal who wins at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Manny take over and discuss Dumbledore.
Yeah, so within Dumbledore's fight against Voldemort, he was able to protect himself from a giant fire serpent and push it away. He also traps Voldemort in a massive water sphere, so he has very good defensive.
You gotta admit, that spell is badass. Like, let's just take our biases away. Everyone, biases away. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, they're gone. All right, that spell and the effects and everything, so good, so good. God, look how cool that looks.
Capabilities such as creating transfiguration shields, to where when Voldemort had launched like thousands of glass shards towards him, he transfigurates it into dust. He also likes to pull up on people on sight, such as that time where he slams through a door and stuns the mess out of Barty Crouch, disguised as Mad-Eye Moody. Now, this really demonstrates his sensory abilities, because even when people are disguised, he still knows that you're not actually the person that you are. Another good sense ability that Dumbledore has is when he gave Hermione and Harry the Time Turner, and he was able to...
I know what he's about to say here. I know what he's about to say here, and a lot of people don't realize this.
realize that Hermione and Harry had went back in time to save Hagrid's pet, Buckbeak. So he distracted the Aurors from the Ministry of Magic so they can get Buckbeak out of the way. And then when they returned back to the spot where he originally gave the Time Turner to them, he passively and casually just looks at them and says, I don't know what y'all are talking about. So this guy has awareness even about events that are happening in other timelines. This is known as chronovision, and the ability to...
Chronovision? As if that's got a label. Yeah, this guy's smart. One thing he's not smart about is his audio. But other than that, he knows what he's talking about so far.
To have an awareness to other timelines and other events and other timelines that is in your timeline. And also his sensory ability, he took Harry to visit his friend Horace, and when they went into their Horace's house was all messed up, and then Dumbledore walks up to this recliner chair and he de-transfigurates the chair, and Horace pops out and he goes like, yo, how did you even know that was me? And then Dumbledore just kind of looks at him and was like, yeah, I just know. When it comes to Dumbledore, he is not slow. The Ministry of Magic pulled up with Umbridge and Kingsley. Fudge ordered the Aurors to seize Dumbledore and take him to prison because they felt like he was a threat to the Ministry. Dumbledore was like, yo, I'm not going to prison, fam. So he leaves at such a...
Yes, that was the quote. Yo, I'm not going to prison, fam. That was the exact quote. And then he... Yo, Hawks, bruv. Forks, or whatever his name is. Forks! Come on, fam.
high speed that not only they couldn't react to that, but it generated a shockwave that knocked them all the way across the room. This is impressive because Aurors from the Magic of Ministries should be scaled as lightning timers, especially if you scale them off of Newt and Tina. Newt, who isn't a duelist, he's more like a, an animal explorer of weird creatures within the verse, and he was able to block lightning from Grindelwald, redirect it. Same thing with Tina, blocking lightning and redirecting it.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen the Fantastic Beast movies, and I need to watch them. I need to watch them. I think I watched half of the first one, and I think I was comparing it too much to Harry Potter. So I need to watch it as if it's like its own, you know, thing. I wonder how powerful Dumbledore is in those movies.
Dumbledore's travel speed is also pretty impressive. Dumbledore pulls up on Harry when Harry was having a date or about to have a date with some chick that he met. And Dumbledore was like, nah, we got a job to do. We got to meet up with one of my homeboys. And he says, take my arm. So Harry grabs his arm, and in 4 seconds flat, Dumbledore travels from London all the way to this place called Biddleegg Salterton, or also known as Biddleegg Babberton. And it's a small southwest coastal town. It was about 174.5 miles away from London, and doing that in the span of 4 seconds, this means that Dumbledore casually clocked in around 170,050 miles per hour, which is relativistic to lightning being anywhere from 224,000 miles per hour to 227,000 miles per hour. Just throwing that out there. We got the count.
Yeah, no, just throw it out there, mate, you know.
Also, his combat speed is very impressive. He scales above Grindelwald because he beat the shit out of Grindelwald. And Grindelwald got pulled up by dozens of Aurors that were firing off Accio attacks to disarm him from having his Elder Wand and to take him back to prison. And Accio isn't really, it doesn't have a given speed, but you can still say that it's relative to lightning, if not lightning speeds, because the Aurors that were hanging around the president are considered like the police, and they are duelists. And unlike Newt, who isn't a duelist, Newt was still performing lightning level feats. So the fact that they are considered the police, logically they should be lightning timers, and dozens of them were firing these spells at lightning speeds. And Grindelwald casually.
Aren't they making a movie about young Tom Riddle? That may have been a rumor I heard. I haven't seen them, but I hear they are not as good as the Harry Potter franchise. Yeah. I think when I watched them, I compared it to the Harry Mover thingy. And Harry Mover? Let's just move on.
Really started deflecting them, smacking them back, messing up these guys, and he only got caught because Newt pulled up behind him and caught him off guard. So that's where Dumbledore scales above that. You could argue that's sub-relative to light, like anywhere from 20 to 40% light speed, because it's dozens of lightning level attacks at point blank range. Dumbledore, he is incredible when it comes to being able to manipulate his magical potency. When he first met Voldemort, known as Tom Riddle, he was able to set a closet on fire and not burn it. Dumbledore, when he met up with Horace once again in that messed up house, with a single swipe, he was able to completely and accurately and quickly fix that man's entire house, which it looked like Hurricane Irma ran through that bitch. Dumbledore also has incredible abilities. He can send objects to people, and when they interact with these objects, they can aberrate, which is to quickly, like, wormhole loop. It's not teleportation, it's more like a string.
It's called a keyhole. No, wait, no, it's not. Never mind. What are they called? A worm key? Oh, what's it called? It's what they've done to the Goblet of Fire. A port key! Mathwiz, you genius.
Way of moving really quick from one location to the other. It's kind of strange. But he can send inanimate objects to people so they can interact with it to aberrate. And
yo, you gotta admit, I really like that picture.
This was evident when he sent a glove to Newt, and Newt had grabbed the glove and was able to aberrate to Dumbledore's position. Dumbledore, when younger, he was also able to casually create a mist that covered up the entire city of London with a massively thick fog. Also, Dumbledore scales above Grindelwald in AP. Grindelwald and the Crimes of Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts series, it was stated by the creator of the Philosopher's Stone that these dragons that Grindelwald had casually summoned would have been powerful enough to destroy Paris. And the creator of the Philosopher's Stone is also known as Nicholas Flamel. Anyways, Um, even
Damn,
when
this guy knows
older,
his stuff.
he was still able to stalemate with Voldemort, and this Voldemort was stronger than the Voldemort later on that clashed with Harry when they were flying through and above Paris. And that battle, Harry and Voldemort blacked out an entire city. The reason why the Voldemort that Dumbledore had fought was more powerful was because later on they started destroying Horcruxes and damaging his soul, making him weaker. So young Albus, easily multi-city level plus. Old Albus still has it, city level plus AP. And for that should be, and yeah, that should be it right there for movie Dumbledore.
Okay.
So in the novel, a lot of things just kind of serve to complement Dumbledore's already established stats.
I like what they're doing here. Movie guy who definitely needs a new microphone. And then we're going over to like lore from books and random snippets here and there. I'm excited for this.
Dumbledore's AP is extreme and arguably might be above his defense, even as his spell was hurting Harry through a spell, Golden Shield, that Dumbledore conjured himself. And Harry said he could still feel the raw power, which is absolutely insane. And the novels also do show he has consistent showings of an inclination to conjure and manipulate fire itself, as well as novel Dumbledore can stun you without even looking at you and without speaking at all. He did this to Harry, and Harry said this isn't even a typical freezing charm. The novels also had Dumbledore bop on multiple named wizards, including Kingsley, at the same time. It went down a little different than the movie. Kingsley is pro Albus, so he had no bad intent, but still he got knocked out by Dumbledore.
Come on.
Novel Dumbledore was displayed bullying an entire platoon of Death Eaters by himself. Some even tried to run away in sheer terror when they saw him. In novels, Lightning Timer Harry can't even see a casual Dumbledore move. Deathly Hallows novel elaborated on the fabled duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Dumbledore won a duel in which even Voldemort versus Dumbledore is stated to be unable to surpass in power and grandeur. In Order of the Phoenix, it's confirmed even Kid Dumbledore was a pioneer in magic, as one of his former teachers said he did things as a kid they had never seen in magic before. And finally, novel Dumbledore has the same effect on dark wizards that Voldemort has on light wizards, proving he is just as formidable, if not more formidable, than Voldemort in the verse. With that being said, I'm going to let Manny take back over and review Gandalf's movie feats.
Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything they missed. They didn't really mention Fawkes a lot. And I know we're talking Dumbledore and I feel like Fawkes should have been mentioned a little bit. You know, the fact that he can summon a frickin' phoenix. Other than that, happy with that. Yeah, happy with that. I feel like they should have touched on Fawkes a little bit, but that was good. If books are being included, yeah, no, I kind of know where this is going. Let's be honest. After what you guys have told me about Gandalf, yeah. Just for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. I'm a bigger fan of Lord of the Rings. When asked this a couple weeks ago from my chat, I said that Dumbledore would win this fight. Turns out that chat tells me apparently Gandalf's like a god and stuff, so an angel or something from a mystic world or something. I don't know. There was a couple of things I didn't know. I was just talking like movie, right? What we saw in the movie, all we saw Gandalf do was, a couple of. We'll see right here, right? We'll see. I think I'm going to have unfortunately eat my words here. Oh God. All right. Let's do our own little bits of Avada Kedavra on that guy, and then Avada Kedavra on that guy. No one talk about me just using banned magic. Buckbeak throws them all into a volcano, except Frodo. Frodo throws Harry Potter. Cheers for the insight, Yamuri. Let's do it. It's Gandalf time.
Okay, so Gandalf within the movies has displayed incredible speed, durability, and AP. Gandalf is tough enough to tank hits from Saruman and fast enough to trade magical force pushes back and forth. This gives Gandalf City Plus to Multi-City Plus durability and AP, and also makes him faster than lightning, seeing how these powers can cross entire countrysides in a matter of seconds. Evidence of this was when Saruman was going to collapse an entire mountain range on top of the Dwarf Kingdom while being easily a country level distance away. And Gandalf had stopped this assault, but was heavily drained after their little encounter. And right after that, he has to fight a Balrog. Now, him and the Balrog, during this battle...
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that. I forgot that he combated Saruman's, like, avalanche charming, let's call it. How you doing, Frozen? I've never heard of Gandalf talked about in the sense of D&D stats. Is that what they're saying? Is that what AP is? Attack points? Is that what they're saying?
They fall miles deep into the earth, and while falling, they were fighting. Gandalf is withstanding immense heat and withstanding the frozen environment. It's also shown that Gandalf can intercept lightning and absorb it. Again, within the movie of The Hobbit, he demonstrates that he has light speed feats. He was able to blitz around orcs at a moment's notice, and all that was left behind was literally a flash of light, and he was able to stalemate against Sauron. Now, AP-wise, Sauron was bullying Gandalf. Sauron states that though Sauron
Sauron was white, though, and Gandalf was grey. Let's,
not yet take physical form, his spirit has lost none of its potency, and his potent spirit can pierce all and see all, even through the planet itself. This would make Sauron all in form.
Now slow the heck down, mate. I'm gonna need to take that in again. Let me hear that again.
His spirit has lost. Saruman states that though Sauron cannot yet take physical form, his spirit has lost none of its potency, and his potent spirit can pierce all and see all, even through the planet itself.
Okay, so he's talking about Sauron. Okay.
This would make Sauron bare minimum continental, because having planetary range doesn't mean that you can destroy planets, so it should be continental level, low end. Gandalf, after death, becomes Gandalf the White. He then meets Saruman and beats his ass. So the round two...
Straight up. I love this guy, man. He does not cut corners. Yeah, so he died, came back to life, and beat Saruman's ass. GG's.
Who was really, really not looking good for Saruman. He tanks an all-out strike from Saruman and was unfazed, and then destroys his staff merely by speaking his staff to be destroyed. He literally just said, yo, your staff is broken, and Saruman's staff just was obliterated in his hand. Later on, he was saving his homeboys that were running away from some Nazguls, and just the sheer light that emits off of Gandalf's staff was able to make the Nazguls retreat. I'm pretty sure in the lore there's more information about them.
I remember exactly. Why is he saying homeboys? I feel like I've got something in my eye, for God's sakes. Oh, it was an eyelash. It was Faramir, right? Yeah, it was Faramir when they're on their way back from. I don't like how he's jumping to the third film. Anyway.
As of right now, from what we visibly see from the movies, they can bully entire armies. And then finally, the Witch King pulls up and he sends tremor shockwaves throughout Mordor, so that's easily a country level plus flex. And he even darkened the atmosphere, especially past the planet's curvature. And this is kind of where Gandalf peaks, because he kind of got overpowered by the Witch King. He pulled up, the Witch King unleashed his sword, and then his raw presence just obliterated Gandalf's staff. And that should be it.
What? I don't remember that part. I don't remember what he's talking about there. I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna carry on, of course. I don't know. I don't remember what he's talking about there. Gandalf and the Witch King had a fight. I'm trying to think. What one was that in? Obviously, yeah, in the books. Yeah, I'm waiting for the books. But I didn't like. Like I said, I'm throwing my bias out the door. He, maybe, and I don't want to, maybe this proves my point about why I misunderstood how powerful Gandalf was, because most of it isn't shown in the movies, right? We'll see, but like, yeah, I don't know what part. Does anyone know what he's talking about? This fight that the Gandalf had with the Witch King. I thought Eowyn killed the Witch King. I'm trying to think. Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah. Hmm. It isn't just me, right? Unless we're on a delay. I don't know what this fight is talking about. I'm gonna rewind this.
He pulled up, this has been darkened the atmosphere, especially past the planet's curvature. And this is kind of where Gandalf peaks because he kind of got overpowered by the Witch King. He pulled up, the Witch King unleashed his sword, and then his raw presence just obliterated Gandalf's staff. And that should be it.
Oftentimes in the novels, Gandalf resorted to attacks and distractions based on light, lightning, and fire based abilities. In the novel, he also, in raw power, momentarily held up to the Balrog's sheer raw power.
In what one did they fight? And where was the scene? I'm trying to think of it. I'm trying to think. It's not the first one, obviously, because he's going after Grey. That's the whole Balrog scene. The second one, is it when he's looking after Pippin? Or Merry? No, is it Pippin or Merry? One of them. Let me know, chat. Let me know.
Balrogs, as explained in the lore, are corrupted Mayars, lesser Valars that predate creation itself. They actually went into the idea of creation and made it a real thing, and the Mayar served them. One time in the novels, a weaker form of Gandalf battled a being for 10 days. The description of the battlefield resembled a mountain-sized storm. Based on a statement in the novels by Gandalf himself, at full power raging, Gandalf is only second to Sauron in the verse. And when I say verse, by the way, I mean creation. Tolkien himself wrote that suppressed Gandalf scaled to a powerful Mayar Balrog who served Melkor as a demon of fire. The Nazgul, who are some of the strongest servants of Sauron, wouldn't dare scrap Gandalf in daylight. They needed a group amp to even fight him. This would include the Witch King, which differs from the movie since a scene showed Gandalf kind of losing to Witch King, but he fought Witch King and all his homeboys while they were amped and was fine for an entire night. In Return of the King's novel, he pulled up on Witch King with the sauce and dared him to try to pass. And in the novels, Grey Gandalf alone scales above amped Witch King and all Nazguls. He killed a powerful Balrog while suppressed. In white, he has a case as one of the strongest Mayar ever, a servant of Manwë, and is up there in the leagues of Sauron, although I personally don't think he quite scales to him. So, I'm going to go ahead and let Manny speak on why we did this battle, because it is in fact a landslide, and he's going to explain.
Damn. Your boy was wrong. Your boy was wrong. There was a lot I didn't know about Gandalf. But Dumbledore's cooler.
His opinion on why we needed to address this, blowout victory, and then I'll give my take on it.
Yeah, so how I see the battle going down is in terms of raw AP, Gandalf clearly has the better showings, especially if we're taking the movie and the lores into account.
What is AP? I'm trying to think. It's not health points, right? Attack points. That's all I can think of.
But even if we're just going based on the movies, Gandalf's AP just outright surpasses anything Dumbledore has had performed or who has scaled above. We see that in Harry Potter, obviously they're city busters and you can scale them even higher, but once the Fantastic Beasts series is over, Dumbledore gets older, the showings don't really come in as impressive as back in the day, and he kind of just gets weaker, though he gains more knowledge and experience and becomes a better fighter because he's more knowledgeable. His AP doesn't stay to multi-city level plus. It kind of just goes down to city level plus. To whereas Gandalf, his AP, you can easily put it to multi-city level casually, and then with the ridiculously massive amp of Gandalf the White, you can push his AP to country level plus. And in terms of speed, Gandalf's just way too damn fast. Like in the movie of The Hobbit, he's blitzing past orcs at light speed. He's fighting Sauron, and Sauron, his darkness should be faster than light, and he was able to contend with him in terms of speed. And we know that his darkness is faster than light because Gandalf is using light to defend himself, but Sauron's darkness is too fast. It keeps using
that's
light
the scene.
to defend himself. And on.
I don't remember this. It is when he's protecting Thingy. It is. Okay. Okay. I don't quite remember that fight. I think it was really quick and just not that good, if I recall.
His darkness should be faster than light, and he was able to contend with him in terms of speed. And we know that his darkness is faster than light because Gandalf is using light to defend himself, but Sauron's darkness is too fast. It keeps breaking through his defenses, weaving all over around him, and he's like trying to keep up and contend with him. Also, Sauron, in terms of AP, can see all things throughout the planet, and the Lord of the Rings planet, I'm pretty sure it's much bigger than ours. This would make him continental level in terms of AP, and he's tanking hits from this guy, even though Sauron wasn't really trying, but still, just to withstand that is insane. Speed, AP, and durability, it has to go to Gandalf. Skills and tactics, this part of the video could be contentious because a lot of people could say that Gandalf or Dumbledore has more spells. He has different ways to utilize his sensory abilities. He can't really be caught off guard, which that could be the case, but it's kind of like just because you can see an attack coming doesn't mean that physically you can do anything about it. So it's more, to me, in terms of skills and tactics, yes, Dumbledore has more skills and has more spells that he can.
There should have been a swag factor, because Dumbledore's got more swag.
Utilize and has a lot of different crazy abilities. It's just, I'm more of quality over quantity. Just because you have a lot of things doesn't mean that it's effective. And that's where this is where I would put the fight. Just Gandalf is just way too fast, way too tough, way too powerful for any of Dumbledore's hacks to even be relevant. And also,
hey, let's calm down, man. Let's not get mean about this or anything, right? Come on.
If we even talk about the lore, I'm pretty sure Splash is going to touch up on this. Dumbledore or Gandalf, his defensive abilities are insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Splash.
Yeah, a lot of people actually think Dumbledore wins, and that's probably because they don't read the lore. Gandalf.
Just call me stupid, mate. That's what you want to do. Jeez. I just like fire and stuff. I'm a simple man. I see fire and water and Dumbledore's cool.
It's a Mayor, which scales off of being a lesser being to the Valar, who created creation itself, which is time, space, the multiverse, creation, all that. They predate that, and they actually come from the thoughts of the creator of all himself, and they became concepts and things like that. And Gandalf is considered the wisest of all the Mayor, and some of the Mayor actually do, when they're in the top tiers, kind of scale to Valar. For example, Sauron was able to evade all the Valar in the Silmarillion when they tried to take him out for serving Melkor. So Gandalf has so much in the lore that puts him massively above Dumbledore. That
Now, massively is a strong word. Let's say substantially. Lily.
Dumbledore doesn't really have an answer for anything Gandalf can do. Gandalf's faster. His spells are more potent. We also know Gandalf will for sure kill. Dumbledore doesn't kill. I don't believe he's able to produce the Avada Kedavra charm. He knows what it is, or the curse. I mean, he knows what it is. Doesn't mean he's going to be able to produce it.
I'm not sure about that one, Chief. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. Even if he did produce it right, Gandalf's probably got a block for it. It's like something would show up. But still, I think he could be like, Avada Kedavra, you grey-haired bastard.
And because of that, I don't think he has really anything at all that does anything to Gandalf. Like I said, the people that think Dumbledore wins simply haven't read the lore. When Gandalf literally is fighting creatures that predate time, space, and dimensions. All that. Like, he's that strong. Now, their power is contained within creation. They actually have to serve and power all of creation until it ends. And then they can go back to their true forms. But still, all these beings, the Maiar and the Valar, they power the multiverse and all that. They are what life flows through. So, yeah, he's way too strong and would absolutely destroy Dumbledore. And we just wanted to
Destroys a strong word. Let's say defeat in a strong way.
get that out the way because a lot of people
This one hurts.
actually say otherwise. So thank you for coming on the channel today and doing this battle with me. I was recently on his channel talking about the Balrog. So if you want to go to see that, definitely check it out and check his channel out. He does similar content. And
That was good.
you have a project coming up on involving Predator, right?
Alright, no one cares about Predator. Get down. GG's though. That was good. That was good. I like that. I like that. You get a like. You get a like. That was good, man. That was fair. That was fair. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it.